Good morning and welcome to this meeting of the Licensing Subcommittee. I am Alice Aubrey from Democratic Services. The subcommittee today is made up of councillors Jackie Davies, Andrew Sillett and Ollie Waring. The first item of business is the appointment of a chair for the meeting. May I ask subcommittee members to nominate a chair?
Yeah, can I nominate Councillor Andrew Sillett, please?
And I would like to second that, please. Thank you.
Lovely, thank you. That's agreed. Councillor Sillett is in the chair. Thank you.
Good morning. This meeting is being broadcast live, recorded, and will be made available on the Council's YouTube channel. The agenda is available on the Council's website by following the links to Your Council, then Council meeting calendar, and you'll find this meeting on today's date. The quorum for this meeting is 3 members, and all will need to be present at all times. If any subcommittee member or the legal advisor lose connection, we'll pause to allow them to rejoin as soon as possible. To reduce feedback, could everyone mute their microphones while not speaking? After the subcommittee has heard the submission, I'll ask members if they have any questions on the submission. Members can also indicate that they wish to speak by using the chat function. Please don't use the chat function to ask questions of officers or members. And remember that all meeting participants on the video call will be able to see who has entered what into the chat. Please keep mobile phones in silent mode or switched off during the meeting. I'm Councillor Andy Sillett. I'll now introduce the other meeting participants. Councillor Jackie Davis.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Councillor Ollie Waring.
Hello.
Paul Greeno, the legal advisor.
Hi.
Will Morris, Operations Director at Saventa Events.
Morning.
And Brendan Herbert, the Solicitor for Saventa Events Limited.
Good morning.
Finally, Alice Aubrey, Democratic Services Officer, who opened the meeting.
And we have handled the licensing officer. Sorry, Chair.
Thank you very much, Alice. Does any member of the subcommittee have any pecuniary interest or non-registrable interest or any other registrable interest to declare in relation to the 2 applications today? No. There are no minutes to confirm. The parties have already been notified of the usual procedures for licensing hearings, as set out in pages 5 to 7 of the agenda. Paragraph 57 on page 6 of the agenda pack deals with notification of the decision following the subcommittee's deliberations. This will be firstly confirmed by email later today, and full details and reasons will follow within 5 working days. Are there any objections to proceeding on this basis? We move on to the hearing. I now call on Hannah Smith, the licensing officer, to introduce the report on the application.
Thank you, Chair. This will just be a shorter version, just because obviously we've already initially had a hearing. This application relates to All Saints Church Marketplace, specifically the Lawns, Kingston upon Thames, KT1 1JP. The application was made to us on the 1st of April 2025 by a Saventa Events Limited. The hearing initially took place on the 20th of May 2025, but was adjourned to give the applicant additional time to provide further information of the event to further be passed on to the members. This hearing is now being reconvened today, the 3rd of July. Just as a reminder, the application seeks a new premises licence to be used seasonally starting from the 1st of November to the 31st of January each year for the following licensable activities: the provision of films every day from 10 AM till 10 PM, the provision of live music every day from 10 AM till 10:30, both indoor and outdoor, the provision of recorded music every day from 10 AM till 10:30 PM, again both indoor and outdoor, and the supply of alcohol every day from 10 AM to 11 PM, both on and off the premises. The applicant has now provided additional information, and this can be found on the new annex, which is numbered 8. If there's any questions, please let me know.
As there seem to be no questions, I now call on the applicant to give a summary of the application. Paragraph 47 on page 5 of the agenda pack deals with the length of time an applicant can speak. You've got 5 minutes to present, and as you've already presented the application to us at the previous hearing, I just wonder if you could perhaps almost treat it as a closing remark now, with relevance to the new information on Annex 8. Alice will advise you on your time. You've got 1 minute left.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Good morning. Yes, the subcommittee will recall that we first spoke about this in May, and the committee felt that there was not enough information before it to properly understand the nature of the event for it to exercise its discretion. So what we have, Saventa has prepared and sent in, which is now in the pack, is a sort of a detailed summary of the concept of the event, photographs from similar events, and I think most importantly, for the committee's purpose, a much more detailed layout of the event with a CAD 3D model of the site, because the committee very much wanted to understand the nature of the structures and the activities that would be taking place within them. Have the committee had the opportunity to review that extra document? So I won't talk you through the content, because it is self-explanatory. So I thought, rather than going through it blow by blow, we would just open up, and we have Mr. Morris here from Saventa who can answer any more detailed operational questions. So if the committee have any queries, myself and Mr. Morris will address them. And
thank you, Mr. Herbert. So members, any questions? I can see Councillor Waring has got a question.
Yeah, thank you, Chair, and thank you for that, Brendan. No questions from my part. Just to flag for the record, for those who may be watching this and thinking this is the initial application, the reason there is a deferral of the decision initially was because we weren't quite sure what exactly, or what more precisely, the application was for, what the actual setup and layout was. The subsequent information you provided scratches that itch for me, so it's going to be very brief from my side. I have everything I need to make a decision now that I didn't have the first time around, so thank you for that.
Thank you, Councillor Waring. Councillor Davis. You've got a question, Councillor Davis, you're on mute. Okay.
Thank you. I just want to echo what Councillor Waring has just said. Plus say it would have been doubly helpful, sorry to be pernickety, if the actual hand-drawn map had a licensable area shaded on it or something. The extra information was really useful and gives us a much better idea where the bars are and how everything's going to be stored. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's great. We'll move on to responsible authorities as set out in the report. The representations received from responsible authorities were withdrawn following mediation. We'll move on to other persons. As set out in the report, one valid representation was received from other persons. They're not in attendance, but the licensing subcommittee has considered their written representation. We'll move on to closing statements. Mr. Herbert, would you like to make any closing statement?
I would, in relation to the representation from them, member of the public, the committee will recall the comments I made in that last time. It does seem to me to be rather ill-conceived, particularly as it refers to concerns about the event taking place in summer months and the noise which will emanate there. And of course, this is an event which is from November to January. So I think whilst we naturally appreciate there might be some concerns from noise arising out of events of an outdoor nature, I think that the individual who's made that representation really has failed to really drill down into the detail. And I would fortify that with the notes in my legal submission previously, which is part of the pack. The committee and the authority should be primarily guided by the relevant authorities, which in this case are the police and environmental health. There's been engagement with environmental health. We've withdrawn their objection, and the police have not raised any objections. The applicant has submitted detailed conditions and alcohol management plan, which should go all the way, I would submit, to addressing any concerns which arise, and I'd commend the application to the committee.
Thank you, Mr. Herbert. Thank you all for attending. The subcommittee will now withdraw to make its decision. The decision will be confirmed to all parties by email, and the full decision with reasons will be sent to all parties within 5 working days. Can members of the subcommittee reconvene in the decision meeting? May I suggest we do this now rather than at 10:30? Yeah. And this concludes this licensing subcommittee. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Goodbye.